Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. I apologize now for the nasally sound. We are just getting over a relatively quick, thankfully, summer bug of some sort, summer cold. I don't know what it was, but it was thankfully fairly quick. I'm just making sure. Here we go. Both Nate and I came home, had sore throats Friday afternoon, and then by Saturday we were super sick. So yes, Saturday and Sunday we were kind of out of commission, and then Monday I was feeling a little bit better. He still stayed home. I kind of poked around a little bit yesterday in my craft room, but I'm feeling better. I just sound dumb. And don't mind my background. Of course, we had to switch up the space today, and we're in my bedroom and it's a hot mess, but it was way too hot in my craft room. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this around really quick so you're not looking at my my messy bedroom. So hang on one sec. Let's go ahead and flip this down. I got a nice little window view over here. Hopefully you'll be able to see well. The space here is a little dark because we took the light that used to be in here and we moved it into the craft room. So now I don't have like a good overhead light here, and I can't even really see the screen very well. It looks like it's very dark, and I apologize for that. But it's probably going to be the best I can do for today because of the new arrangement with my craft room being too hot for me to be in. We're gonna have to figure that out, that's for sure. Because I need to be able to work in there. I'm just trying to look to see if we're straight. All right, hopefully we are fairly straight. I've got 3 cards for you today. We are going to stamp for our June virtual card class. So as always, if you place an order during this week, well, through June 30th, excuse me, you'll get the 3 card kits I'm going to make today. Oh, that made that really crooked. Hold on, I gotta fix that. So you'll get the card kits from today within any order between now and June 30th. But don't forget, you'll also get the PDF tutorial for a bunch of other projects I've made this month featuring this suite. So I'm just going to quickly show you those cards. So see, we've got all these cards. There's, I believe, 12 projects total that'll be in the PDF tutorial. You'll get the card kits for just the 3 I'm going to do today, but you'll get the instructions for the rest of these. Some of them are fun folds, some of them are just cards, but lots and lots. And then there's a scrapbook page too, but that's in the other room right now because I was working on that this morning. So those will all be in the PDF tutorial, but these 3 that I'm going to do for you now will be the ones that you'll get as kits with any orders between now and June 30th, and you'll get the PDF. All right. Hi, Cheryl. So let me start with the first one. And this card actually is a total case of a project from the Creativity Now event this past weekend. So I actually took Friday and Saturday off last week from the tile store because I had a virtual retreat for a business group that I'm in on Friday, which was great. And then at the end of it, I started to get a sore throat. And then Saturday was Creativity Now for Stampin' Up. And so I took that day off too. I was able to participate, but my brain sort of stopped functioning towards the end. So I messed up a couple of the projects, but I loved this one. So I thought I would recreate it using the Boho Vibes suite. So this was it was a demonstrator only event. They do it every year in the summer typically, although I think they said the next one's September 19th next year. So it's a little bit later in the year, which might be nice. But it was really kind of fun. So we got to see a sneak peek of some of the products, which I saw, which I showed the other day. And we had this really fun card. So I thought I would create this one with the Boho Vibes. So super simple. This is a great card to reproduce. So I'm going to first kind of position where I want my little strips of paper. Hi, Liz. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which I'm just using Sending Good Vibes. And this is all from that Boho Vibes or Sunshine Vibes suite, which this is actually a coordinating collection. It's not really like actually it's a collaborative, that's what they call it, a collaborative collection versus a coordinating one. So you'll see, like, they don't actually match, nothing lines up, right? It doesn't actually, like, you could totally use these without these, right? Or use this without that. But they work really, really nice together. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I did my stamp. Let me move this out of the way. And then we're going to, what we're going to do is we're going to take, I cut 3/4 by 4 inch, or no, 3/4 by 3.5 inch. And I'm just going to tear one side of each of these like that. And then I'm going to tear this one too. All right. And then we're going to pop those up on some dimensionals. So this is a super easy layout that you can copy over and over again for a variety of themes and categories and designs. Though the card we did this weekend was actually a sympathy card, and it was really, really pretty. I think I'm going to move this over just a little bit, maybe. And again, I apologize for the nasally sound. Just getting over a summer cold to celebrate the first weekend of summer. Super nice. All right. I'm having trouble being out of my space and trying to be straight here. There we go. Hopefully that's okay. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. I feel like I was doing so good yesterday. Yesterday I was on my game. I was knocking stuff off my list left and right. I felt more energized and motivated. And today, probably because of the heat, although I am tucked away in my room, so it's nice and cool in here. I don't even have the air on anymore because it was too cold. But I'm just not as on my game today. So I apologize for that. All right, and then we're going to do this. So we've got, that's kind of the basic layout, but now we need to embellish a little bit. So I have a scrap piece of white paper, and I'm going to use the little leaf that's from this stamp set. Hi, Stephanie. So I'm going to stamp 2 of those, and I meant to actually do this beforehand and cut them out, and I forgot. Oh, I'm going to stamp off, actually, because I want them to be a little lighter. I would do this in cloud cover ink if I had it, but that ink did not meet standards, so we have to like get a blank ink pad and ink it ourselves, and I just haven't done that yet. But I've found that kind of stamping off from Secrecy is a good alternative too. So until I have my cloud cover, this will work. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that twice, and like I said, I should have done this part in advance because I am going to fussy cut them because there is no coordinating die for this. So we're just going to quickly cut these 2 leaves out. I could have used the sprigs in the dies, but they're not quite as, we're going to use the sprigs on a different card, but they don't take up as much space, if that makes sense. Like they're kind of small, so it just didn't work for this design. But you could use any sprig. You could use a punched leaf, you could use a die cut one, a stamped and die cut one, like whatever you wanted to do. I think that's why I love this layout so much, is it's just so easy to recreate with any stamp set, with any paper, for any theme. So it's just very forgiving in that way. I have to go to a meeting this afternoon, so I haven't taken a shower yet because I figured I was going to get all hot and sweaty in my craft room, and I did. So, and then it was too late for me to take a shower before I did class. So when we're done here, I will go take a shower outside, because that might be the only good thing to do outside today. I might have to get the pool out for my puppy. She's just wiped. I had to force her to come in here because she was laying on the bathroom floor on the rug. I'm like, what are you doing? I tried to get her to come in here earlier, and she's just been lounging on the couch downstairs. She'll go outside for like 20 seconds and then she comes back inside. So I've also been trying to force her to drink water too, because I don't think she's drinking enough water either. But poor little puppy, she's just drained. This weather is bananas. I mean, I've always loved the summer, but not so much as I've gotten older. It's not my favorite anymore. I kind of like fall now. Now I get why my mother liked it so much. So, I'm looking forward to that. Although, I'm not necessarily a fan of winter, so. Alright, I'm cutting this out. Sorry for the delay. Like I said, I should have stamped and cut these in advance, so you didn't have to watch me do this. What is the excitement for your week this week? I'm trying to think what else I have going on this week. Nothing really too exciting. I really don't have anything that I can think of. So there's that. Not being sick, that will be exciting. Nothing worse than having a summer cold. Well, there's definitely worse. I really can't complain, but I don't know why it just seems more torturous when you get a cold in the summer than it is when you have it in the winter or something. Alright, almost there. I can see the end here. So we're just going to cut this little stem, and then we're going to layer these together and layer them onto our little card here. Outside showers are nice. I do like having an outside shower. I need to remember to bring my little dust buster thing down out there though, because he opened it, but he didn't actually clean out all the big cobwebs, so I need to do that. All right, so now I'm going to take a little bit of liquid glue here, and I'm only going to put it like kind of at the tops here and the bottoms. I might have put it in too many places, but we'll see. I'll try and keep them together like this. And then we're going to attach it just basically here at the bottom and here at the top. So I'm going to just hold those down. Whoops, I kind of put it over too far. This is why it's liquid, so that I can move it. It was covering the G. I may have missed some of the key points for glue, but I'll go back and fix it. Just want to make sure it's mostly tacked down. There we go. And then we can add in. I'm sorry the lighting is so bad. I'll try and keep it down here so you can kind of see a little bit better. I don't even have, I had to pull my shade down because there wasn't enough light in the room for me to even see. So the sun is like shining on my table, and that's kind of affecting your view. So I apologize for that. We'll have to come up with a solution for this if it stays hot and humid like this. All right, so now I'm going to take my Wink Stella and we're going to just paint on some glitz and glam from my Wink. Okay, and then I did grab a little bit of linen thread and I tied a little bow, an air bow. So just one that I kind of tie in the air here, like that. And then again, I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue right here, just a tiny bit. The cool thing about this glue is you don't really need a lot, and you really don't want to use too much or you'll end up with it everywhere. So I'm just going to tack that into there. Maybe trim these down a little bit because they're a little crazy. There we go. And then I have the matte dots that are also part of this suite. They're called, what are they called? Muted Palette Dots. I've used a bunch of them. Hi, Michelle. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple of these, and we're going to just put these onto our card, and we'll call that number 1. There you go. So there's our first card for card class today. Super simple. Again, you can totally recreate this card for any occasion, any paper, any stamp. Super reproducible. So super simple. All right, next up, let's do this card. Do you like when I make the cards secret until they're finished, or do you like to see the finished project before I get into it? I'm curious. I'm going to go ahead. I'm on a tearing kick today. So I'm going to go ahead and tear the top and the bottom of this. So this piece of paper was 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm just tearing the top and the bottom. So that we have a little bit of interest there. And I'm going to go ahead and tape that to the front of the card. So I'm just going to do that. Oh, it moved. There we go. All right, and I didn't actually fold it in half, so let's do that. We'll fold that in half. Okay, so that's the first step. And then I took a piece of this pattern paper that's like a big rainbow, and then this piece here. Oh, and you know what? I think I had another piece of white. Sorry. Let me cut that here. Yeah. It was, let's see, 3 by 3 3/4. So 3 by 3 3/4. So that should mat right on here. It does. Okay. Because what I did was I took this one and I just cut right along the edge of the rainbow, the yellow. You could leave it the whole piece and just tape it down to that secret C, but I did this and just made it kind of like the white background instead. And then that's going to just get taped to the white. And then the white's going to get taped. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. That's not supposed to have regular tape on it. That's supposed to have dimensionals on it, but that's okay. This goes here. Okay. It's hard to make sure it's centered when it's not laying down, but I don't want to lay that down because then it will end up stuck to my table. All right, so now I'm going to just put dimensionals over this. So we're just going to stick these in the corner. I wasted that tape, but it's all fine and dandy. It's just tape. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and take these off, and we're going to just stick this here. Okay, and then I'm going to snip these little sprigs in half. Okay, and we're going to stamp on this using Secret C again. I think this is my new favorite in color. It's actually like my new favorite color. I use it constantly. It's like not navy, but not black. It's just a really pretty deep blue. I'm going to stamp hello there. And then I had already cut out some hearts using the dies from this bundle. So I'm going to just take the little heart and we'll put a little dot here like that. And we can pick this up and put that right into the little glue dot there. Okay. And now, again, I apologize. I'm looking at the screen and it's such horrible lighting. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you guys can still see everything. I'm going to go ahead and take this and this. And we're just going to kind of, actually, I want it to kind of be, I might do it this way because I want it to look like it's bending. So kind of like this. Like that. I'm going to fix this. I kind of chopped off the leaf so it looks through. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and stick that down with some liquid glue. Just going to tack that in there. I love the liquid glue because even though it's kind of messy sometimes, it holds really, really well. And you just need a tiny, tiny bit. And all is well. Oops. See, that was too much. It's all squishing out. Okay, so that's going to be there. It looks like antenna the way it's on there. Let me fix that. Let's see. I'm going to put them so they're a little closer together. There we go. So that's going to be there. And then we'll put these so they're down here. Like that. Okay. And I'm going to just put some liquid glue both those spots. There we go. This will dry clear too, so that's good. This did not stick very well. There we go. And you don't have to hold it for long. It usually, except now my fingers are sticky. Okay. And then we're going to just add this with some dimensionals. So 2 should be good. Take that off. My fingers are a little sticky. Then we're going to just put this here. Like that. Right? And then we just want some bling on here as well. So we'll take our little, you take your pick tool. I'm going to grab a couple of these. 1, 2, and 3. There you have it. Can add a little bit of wink on our heart. Or the leaves, or both if you wanted. Add some. We'll put it on the leaves too. Because we can. We'll add that in. Okay. And then that's card number 2. So that one's finished. Breezing right through here. So I think number 3 is probably my favorite. And I copied this right out of the catalog. But I love it. Alright, so this is that die cut rainbow. But I just didn't cut out the outside of it. So it's just kind of like a framed piece, which I thought was really cute. Oh, and you know what I forgot was to cut the paper that pokes through. So let's look through our paper. This is the, what do they call it? Sunshine Boho Vibes Designer Series paper. I don't think I showed it to you today, but it's super cute. One side's like kind of basic patterns. The other one's kind of bright and bold and fun. So I'm going to take this one. And this is the one I'm going to use for the background here. So I just want a piece that's going to cover this background. So we're going to cut it at 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. 3 and 5/8 by 3. So I want the stripes this way. So we'll do 3 and 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then by 3. Hopefully I did that right. So now, I know the paper is so, so pretty. I love this. All right, so yeah, so now that will be perfect to frame on the other side. So we're gonna just go ahead, add a little bit of liquid glue here. Right along the edges. Again, I don't need a lot, just enough to kind of tack this piece in place. So, grab this, and we're gonna just go up a little bit. Again, this is why I love the liquid glue too, because I can have a little bit of wiggle room. All right, so that's that. Okay. Oh, and I did it again. Dang it. I keep doing that. I'm supposed to do my sun before I put the paper back there, and I forgot again, but that's okay. I did it the first time too, and we made it work. So I'm going to take the little sunshine stamp from the stamp set, and I'm using the Darling Duckling Yellow. I'm going to make sure this is nice and inked up. Okay, and then I'm going to just block the paper window, and I'm just going to stamp that sunshine right along the top of that, right along the top of the rainbow there. I'm going to just try and fill this in a little bit because I missed. There we go. It's not quite perfect, but you get the idea. The other one came out much better. Like I said, you should do that part before your paper's in there. And honestly, it doesn't probably matter all that much because we're going to have a little tag there. So we'll cover some of that. Then I'm just going to attach my sun rays, right? Okay. And we'll see if I can cover some of that. Actually, if I was in my craft room, I could use my little marker to cover that in. I might try and fix it again, because it's going to bug me. Let me see if I can at least get this side a little bit better. Let's see. There we go. That's better. The sun is super bright. Both in literally and figuratively today. That's really, really inky now. So let's let that dry. But I fixed it. That makes me feel better. Okay. My rainbow looks crooked. And it's also very high. But it is what it is. Alright, so this is going to get put on here with some dimensionals. I wonder if I trim it down, maybe it wouldn't look so wonky. I'm going to trim a little bit off on the bottom, just so it doesn't look so crazy off-centered. There we go. That's better. I'll show you the original one when I'm done. It came out better. Told you my brain is not firing on all cylinders yet. Yesterday I had a really, really good day. I was on it. I was getting stuff done. I was doing computer work. I didn't do any stamping yesterday. Maybe that's the problem. My brain is not in stamping mode again yet. So now I'm going to just attach this down with some dimensionals. Okay. And we're going to do our sentiments, which we've got Thanks and Darling. I'm going to take this one off. I don't know that I have my cleaner here. I think it's still in my room. We're going to use Secret C again. So, and again, oh, this lighting is so terrible. It's terrible, my friends. I'm sorry. It's just so dang hot. We'll have it fixed for next time. I'll have to have some sort of solution. We do have a air, because the reason that it's hard to do air conditioning in there isn't any normal windows in that room. So they're all there's two skylights, and then there's like a little teeny tiny skinny window. It used to be attic space, so that even adds to the heat factor in there. So there isn't like a normal window for a regular air conditioner unit to go in, but there is one that the kids had that was like, I don't know if Nate's grandfather did it or if Nate did it, but there was like a makeshift air conditioning unit for the kids when they lived in that room, because it is brutal. Like, it's just ridiculously hot in there, and it gets really, really cold in the winter. which I'm fine with. But we just haven't set that up, and we have to kind of move some stuff in order to make that work. So we will make that a priority, because today was, oof, it's steamy in there. All right, so I'm just going to trim this down. And again, I copied this design right from the catalog. Like, I love using the catalog as inspiration. It just cuts down on design time and decision making and all the things. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a little banner snip in here. Okay. And then I'm going to attach this kind of right here. Again, I'm going to use a little bit of this. I do have like a little, is it like an like a self-standing one, Liz? I'd have to look into that. I have like a little fan that's supposed to be an air conditioner, but it doesn't cut it. So I might just have to look at what other options are out there. But like I said, there is like a jerry-rigged kind of thing that they have, like, but it's got this ginormous circular vent thing that goes out the window, and it's kind of cumbersome. So like I have to move some of my furniture in order for that to fit. So if I could find a better solution, I would be all about that. But I definitely need a solution, because I can't function in there. My brain was like 2 eggs on asphalt today. Oh my goodness. They were saying on the news this afternoon, I watched at lunchtime, that the asphalt up in Boston today, this afternoon, will get to 136 degrees. So if you're taking those doggies or anything for a walk, make sure it's later in the day, and try and keep them on the grass or something, because, oh, what am I doing? I didn't mean to do, I want long tails, because it's hot out there. I don't think that we will take her. She went for a walk early this morning at like 5:30 with Nate. But he said even then it was disgusting. So that's probably why she's so pooped right now. But she's not very good at drinking. So I think I need to bring her downstairs and make her drink some water, because that's probably not helping her. But again, I think dogs are just kind of lethargic when it's hot out anyway. That's what I would want to do. All right, so I made a little bow with the linen thread. And we're going to just go ahead and put a little drop. This is just not a very good quality video today, between my squeaking chair, my horrible lighting, my nasal nose. Oh my goodness. Thanks for sticking with me, my friends. I hope we should be back into better condition for next week. All right. So there's that. And then the last thing for this, of course, is just add some bling. I'm going to add some of these. This mossy meadow kind of color. It's kind of a cross between mossy meadow and secret sea. There we go. Isn't that one cute? I love it. I literally copied it from the catalog, but I love this one. I think it's really, really cute. So let's see. What do we think? Do we like card number 1? The sun's coming in more, so I can't, like, here, let me try putting it all in the sun then. See if that's better. Not really, because it's got like lines through it. Ooh, look at the sparkle on that though. Card 1, card 2, or card 3? I think card 3 is my favorite. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, it needs, you guys cannot see that at all. Oh, it's awful. I'm going to add some Lincastella to my sun. There you go. So, I don't know. I don't know whether it's better down here or down here. Either way is good. Sorry about that, my friends. I will post pictures of the finished cards too. But that's our projects for today. I hope you guys like them. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning, if you missed, these are the card kits you'll get if you order before the end of the month. You'll get the kits for this. If you've ordered in the last couple of days, I will include you for that as well. But anybody who ordered this month will also get the PDF tutorial that has all the cards I've made so far this month with this one. So there is a ton that I have with this stamp set. Some that I've done, some that friends have done, but so many good things. Some fun folds, a scrapbook page, all sorts of good stuff. So anybody that's ordered this month will get the PDF tutorial. If you order this week, you'll get the card kits as well. And then yeah, that's what I have for you today. I'm glad you guys like number 3, Liz. Yeah, and let's see which one. This was number 1. Chris, you should recognize that one. That one was from Creativity Now this weekend. I just thought that was such a fun, fun design. Really super easy to recreate. Thank you, thank you. We are feeling better, but just sound ridiculous. Okay, what one is your favorite? It is such a great design, you guys. You need to copy this one. With any paper, any sprig, any sentiment, it's just so versatile. Like I said, the one we did on Saturday for the demonstrator only event was Sympathy, and it was fantastic. So I should have brought that one in here too, but I don't have it because it's in the other room. So I'm glad you guys like it. All right, my friends, I hope you guys have a great week. I will be back and hopefully better better condition in all ways next week. So I appreciate you hanging out with me and sticking with me. I hope you have a great week and stay healthy, stay cool, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.